First, let me thank Carol and Brandy for helping to herd all of us cats into the right positions. And that was off script too, by the way. Thank you. Let me welcome everyone. Thank you for coming and welcome to the spring 2026 board meeting for Austin Peay State University. Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Kanata.
Here.
Trustee Gibson.
Here.
Trustee Jenkins.
Here.
Trustee Kimbrough is absent. Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee May.
Here.
Trustee McInnes.
Here.
Trustee Mealer.
Here.
Trustee O'Malley.
Here.
Trustee Rainey.
Here.
Trustee Rowe.
Here.
Trustee Suggs.
Have a quorum and I call the meeting to order. Please note that there are items on your agenda that need to be adopted. Before I call for a vote, are there any items that you wish to be extracted from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I move for the adoption of the agenda, including the consent agenda items. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The agenda is adopted. The minutes for the December 5th, 2025 board meeting were circulated in advance of the meeting. Are there any corrections or additions to those minutes? Hearing none, can I get a second? I have a motion to approve. A second.
Motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved. In accordance with Tennessee law, if there had been requests from the public to address the board, it would occur at this point in the meeting. However, the board did not receive any requests that complied with APSU policy 1.010. We will proceed to the next agenda item. And at this time, I recognize President Licari, who will introduce our campus spotlight today.
Thank you, Chairman O'Malley. It's my pleasure to introduce Angie Reed, who is the director of our Little Govs Center here on campus. Angie joined Little Govs in July of 24 and brings 27 years of experience in education with leadership spanning early childhood through adult education. Professional background also includes extensive experience as a preschool and kindergarten teacher, early childhood curriculum and program coordinator, parent educator, and elementary site manager. She holds a master's degree in education with an emphasis in family studies from the University of Minnesota. Go Gophers. Along with a parent education teaching certificate and a bachelor's degree in early childhood education with a teaching certification from the University of Wisconsin-Stout. Angie will begin the Doctor of Education in Educational Leadership program here at Austin Peay this summer. So she's signing up for more. She's already highly educated, but she's not done yet. So Angie, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you for this opportunity to present today. I truly appreciate your time and the chance to highlight the important work of the APSU Little Govs Child Learning Center. Dr. Licari shared in the introduction, I have worked in the field of early education for 27 years. For nearly 2 of those years, I have had the privilege of serving as director of the center here on the APSU campus. During that time, I have seen firsthand the impact this program has had on children, families, and our community. We are deeply committed to supporting families, empowering educators, and ensuring that Little Govs reflects the mission and values of Austin Peay State University. The Child Learning Center first opened its doors on January 16, 1990, serving just 30 children. At that time, it was designed primarily to provide part-time, occasional, and drop-off childcare for APSU staff, faculty, and students. Over the years, the center has grown, expanding access to families from the community. Today, Little Govs serves not only as a high-quality early learning program, but also as a vital campus-connected resource. Little Govs is supported by a diverse and dedicated team. Our staffing includes 2 full-time administrators, a director and an assistant director, 2 full-time teachers, 7 temporary teachers, 14 APSU students through federal work study and scholarship positions, and 4 foster grandparents who are employed through AmeriCorps. So that's a picture just of a few of some of our staff that we have. One of our greatest strengths is workforce stability. Our teacher turnover rate is nearly 0, which is exceptional in the childcare field. We have built a culture of support, respect, and professional commitment that sets Little Govs apart from other programs. This consistency benefits not only our staff, but most importantly, the children who thrive on stable, trusting relationships. This school year, our enrollment goal was 40 children. We are currently serving 45 children ages 2.5 to 5 years old. Of our enrolled families, 57% come from the community and 43% are APSU staff, faculty, or student families. Additionally, we serve 9 military affiliated families, accounting for 20% of our total enrollment. We operate 4 classrooms: the Owls classroom, which is our 2.5-year-old children, the Squirrels for the 3-year-olds, the Foxes for our young 4-year-olds, and our Willow Tree classroom for our older 4-year-olds preparing for kindergarten. Most importantly, we maintain teacher-to-child ratios that exceed Tennessee standards. While Tennessee allows ratios of 1:9 for 3-year-olds and 1:13 for 4-year-olds, Little Govs maintains lower ratios of 1:7 for 3-year-olds and 1:8 for 4-year-olds. These lower ratios allow us to provide individualized attention, stronger relationships, and higher quality learning experiences. This is another reason Little Govs sets itself apart from other programs. We have made several meaningful improvements over the past 2 years. A 4th classroom was added. We completed a rebranding effort in fall 2024 to better align with APSU's identity, or as I say, to cute it up. We also installed new and more security cameras, as well as window security film to enhance child safety. These updates reflect intentional investments in our littlest Govs. Our summer program, in summer 2025, we launched a new summer program, Little G's, which mirrors the FOI summer camp schedule, which also strengthens alignment with campus programming. Our first summer enrollment included 14 children. For summer 2026, our goal was to serve 25 children, and we currently have 26 registered. This program expands access for families who need continued care during the summer months and reinforces our commitment to being a year-round campus support system. Little Govs is a licensed center through the Tennessee Department of Human Services, and we have received inspection scores of 99 out of 100 and 100 out of 100 on recent visits. In addition, we are accredited by the National Early Childhood Program Accreditation, which reflects our adherence to high standards in early learning, safety practices, and family engagement. These credentials demonstrate both accountability and excellence. Our educational philosophy is nature-based and inspired by the Reggio Emilia approach, which prioritizes curiosity, exploration, creativity, and most importantly, child-led discovery. We believe children learn best through hands-on experiences and meaningful interactions within their environment. Our approach fosters a lifelong learning starting at the age of 2.5. Outdoor learning is a central component of our program. Children engage in daily outdoor experiences in both the morning and the afternoon. They spend 2.5 to 3 hours a day outside learning. They participate in mud and sensory play, gardening and digging in flower beds, building in the creation station, reading, painting, climbing, biking, and even some hammock time. We encourage resilience and independence. Children wear mud boots and use umbrellas during light rain, learning adaptability and environmental awareness in the process. The environment truly serves as a teacher alongside of our educators. Family engagement is a cornerstone of Little Govs. We host on-site end-of-day activities each month, such as playground yoga, pumpkin decorating contests, turkey creations, and sticks and stones Play-Doh activities, just to name a few. Our larger events include a family barbecue, which was new this school year. We had approximately 100 attendees, and a fall festival Halloween outdoor celebration. Other family engagement opportunities includes a CC's Pizza Night, which drew 41 attendees, a Wendy's gathering paired with the Christmas Light Walk on Riverside, and the Homecoming Parade Watch event was added this school year as well. We are working to revitalize our parent advisory group. These efforts strengthen relationships and build a true sense of community. We are all a family at Little Govs. Little Govs benefits from strong partnerships across campus and throughout the community. Through the Goving Tuesday grant, we are connecting the Little Govs with the big Govs across campus. We are collaborating with the College of STEM and Education, the Art and Design Department, the Math Department, and the Music Department. We also collaborate with fraternities and sororities for volunteer service hours. Physical Plant comes and does a hayride and a sleigh ride, and they also created an equipment showcase for us this year. Campus Police come over for popsicles and a game of hide and seek. We are currently collaborating with the School of Nursing. We are part of a health literacy initiative. Also, APSU education students come over to complete needed observation hours with us. Community partnerships include the Lions Club for vision screening, United Way. We participated in the United We Read event for 2 years in a row. We also participated in the trunk or treat at the Clarksville Safety Fair. We serve as a demonstration site. We hosted the pre-conference for the Tennessee Association for Children's Early Education, and we also partner with Nashville State Community College for practicum placements. These collaborations position Little Govs as both a campus asset and a leader in early childhood education. Looking ahead, we are preparing for some exciting transitions. This summer, we will officially change our name to Little Govs University. In August 2026, we will launch the Little Govs University Preschool. Additionally, we plan to transition to a year-round program model. This change will better support staff stability and provide consistent care for our families. In closing, Little Govs is truly a very special place. Every day, our staff makes meaningful investments in the lives of the littlest Govs, building strong foundations for lifelong learning. We are very proud of our progress and committed to excellence. Thank you for your time. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, Ms. Reed, thank you. First of all, for the job that you do, for the culture that you've established, you and your team, and for the fantastic tour that we had at the facility last night. It was just terrific. And I think all of us drive by, fairly frequently, and we look over and say, well, that's interesting. And I had no idea how amazing it was inside. And so thank you. I'll offer the opportunity for any other questions or comments.
Question. Do you have a wait list for children? And if so, is it 6 months? Like how long? I know it was some school similar in Nashville, you have to book out, like when you get pregnant, put them on the list, so.
Yes,
How does that work?
yes. So we have a waiting list of about 60 children currently. Some of those that are on the waiting list are those that aren't of age yet to be in the center. So they know that they want to be there. So that's a great thing for us as well. So they are waiting to turn 30 months old. So they have to be 30 months old and potty trained to be at the center.
Any other comments?
It's amazing the learning opportunities the children have. And I just wonder how many 4-year-olds leave your program with a PhD.
Ms. Reed, thank you very much for a great presentation. now I'd like to recognize Trustee May, Chair of the Academic Affairs Committee, to give us a report of their committee meeting.
Thank you, Chairman O'Malley. Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Academic Affairs Committee meeting. The committee met and approved minutes from the Academic Affairs Committee meeting on December 5th, 2025. The committee reviewed and approved 2 action items that are on the consent agenda today. Policy 1.011, student and faculty participation in development of campus policies and programs, and policy 1020, FERPA and confidentiality and privacy of student records. The committee reviewed and approved 1 action item that is on the agenda for your approval today, which was the consideration of tenure appointments. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee May. Trustee May's report included 1 item requiring action of the board. Trustee May, do you have a motion for action on tenure appointments?
Yes, thank you. You have before you a proposal to approve tenure for the list of recommended faculty. By direction of the committee, I move to approve tenure for those faculty members.
You've heard the motion to approve the list of faculty recommended for tenure. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion passes. And I'd offer a hearty congratulations for all those that have been approved for tenure. I'd now like to recognize Trustee Mueller, Chair of the Audit Committee, to give us a report of their meeting this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from today's Audit Committee meeting. The committee approved the minutes for the December 5th, 2025 Audit Committee meeting and Audit Committee executive session. The committee heard and approved 1 action item, the fiscal year 2026 revised audit plan. The committee heard presentations on the following information items: the recent financial statement audit performed by the State Comptroller's Office, the internal audit reports released between November 7th, 2025 and March 12th, 2026, and list of outstanding audit recommendations, and the client satisfaction survey results for calendar year 2025. That concludes my report of the Audit Committee meeting.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. I'd now like to recognize Trustee Kanata, Chair of the Business and Finance Committee, to give a report on their committee meeting.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Business and Finance Committee meeting. The committee met and approved the minutes from the December 5th, 2025 committee meeting. The committee also considered and approved 3 action items needing consideration of this board. The first is the non-mandatory fees for 2026-27 academic year. The second was the housing rates for the 26-27 academic year. And the third is the Blunt Hall HVAC replacement and upgrade project. The committee also heard 2 informational items today. The first was the review of the governor's budget recommendations, and the second was review of the fiscal year 24, this is last year, 24-25 financial report. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Kanata. And Trustee Kanata's report included 3 items requiring action of the full board. Trustee Kanata, do you have a motion for action on the non-mandatory fees for the 26-27 academic year?
Yes, I do. Your meeting materials included information on the non-mandatory fees for the 26-27 academic year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the non-mandatory fees for the 26-27 academic year.
Thank you. You've heard the motion to approve the non-mandatory fees for the 26-27 academic year. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Kanata,
Yes.
Trustee Gibson,
Yes.
Trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
Trustee Johnson,
Yes.
Trustee May,
Yes.
Trustee McInnes,
Yes.
Trustee Mueller,
Yes.
Trustee O'Malley,
Yes.
Trustee Rainey,
Yes.
Trustee Rowe.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Trustee Kanata, do you have a motion for action on the housing rates for the 26-27 academic year?
Yes, I do. Your meeting materials included information on the housing rates for the 26-27 academic year. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the housing rates for the 26-27 academic year.
Thank you. Again, since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Canada,
Yes.
trustee Gibson,
Yes.
trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee May,
Yes.
trustee McGinnis,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
trustee O'Malley,
Yes.
trustee Rainey,
Yes.
trustee Rowe.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion carries. Trustee Canada, do you have a motion for action on the Blunt Hall HVAC replacement and upgrades project?
Yes, the last motion is regarding the Blunt Hall HVAC replacement and upgrades project, which is in your meeting materials. By direction of the committee, I move to approve the Blunt Hall HVAC replacement and upgrades project.
You've heard the motion to approve the Blunt Hall HVAC replacement and upgrades project. Since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Trustee Canada,
Yes.
trustee Gibson,
Yes.
trustee Jenkins,
Yes.
trustee Johnson,
Yes.
trustee May,
Yes.
trustee McGinnis,
Yes.
trustee Miller,
Yes.
trustee O'Malley,
Yes,
trustee Rainey,
Yes.
trustee Rowe.
Yes.
thank you all. I'd now like to recognize Trustee McInnes, Chair of the Student Affairs Committee, to give us a report of the committee meeting this morning.
Thank you,
Carrie.
Chairman O'Malley. Thank you for the opportunity to present my report from this morning's Student Affairs Committee meeting. Committee met and approved the minutes from the December 5th, 2025 committee meeting. The committee also considered and approved one action item needing consideration of the board, the student trustee selection for the 26-27 academic year. That concludes my report, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Trustee McInnes. Trustee McInnes' report included one item requiring action of the board. Trustee McInnes, do you have a motion for action on the student trustee appointment recommendation?
Yes, sir, I do. Information regarding the student who was recommended by President Licari to serve as our next student trustee was provided to you in advance of this meeting. The Student Affairs Committee concurs with the president's recommendation that Aiden Benjamin Martin serve in this position. By direction of the committee, I move that we appoint Aiden Benjamin Martin to serve as our next student trustee beginning on May 10th, 2026 and running through the 2026-2027 academic year. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee McInnes. See, you heard the motion to appoint Aiden Benjamin Martin as the next student trustee. Again, since this is a motion of the committee, a second is not required. Is there any discussion? I'd just say that seems like from the video, another in a really long line of terrific student trustees, and you'll be impossible to replace Gracie, but he looks like a great candidate. So we welcome him at the next meeting, I guess, right?
Yes, sir.
So any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The final action item is the calendar of meeting dates for 2027. As a reminder, the Focus Act requires the board to have 4 regularly scheduled meetings per year. Following dates are proposed: April 9th, 2027, June 4th, 2027, September 10th, 2027, and my birthday, December 3rd. 2027. I move that we accept the proposed meeting calendar for next year, 2027. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, birthday cake.
We can arrange that.
I'm gonna ask maybe first, can you have chocolate chip?
Here we go.
That'd be a big one.
Let's see. All those in favor of accepting the proposed meeting calendar for 2027, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That concludes our action items, and we move to the information items. At this time, I recognize President Licari to give his report and to also report on any interim items.
Thank you, Chairman O'Malley. First, I want to say congratulations and thank you to our outgoing student trustee, Gracie Suggs. I really am proud of all that she's done during her time here at Austin P. And I'm looking forward to seeing her cross the graduation stage in a few weeks. So thank you and congratulations. And I am really looking forward to having Benjamin Martin as our new student trustee. He's been incredibly active on campus, including spending time on the hockey team. And I know he will be a great member of the board, and so I'm looking forward to working with him. I do also want to take a moment to recognize Dr. Solly Fott, who passed away recently, a true force in the music department. His professionalism, leadership, and kind soul will be missed here on campus and throughout the community. He was a special person and was the driving force behind a lot of the things that we have here at Austin Peay, including the Faculty Senate and SECA. And so he had a tremendous impact on this university. So we extend condolences to his whole family and friends. Spring is a busy time here on campus. Past few months have really been no exception. Our faculty, staff, and students continue to amaze. First, I'd want to say congratulations as well to those who have just earned tenure. That's a big milestone in an academic's career, and so that is a big, meaningful move for today. And so, congratulations to them. A few other examples of the good work that's being done: our food service, physical plant, public safety, and housing personnel rose to the challenge of the ice storm a few months ago to keep campus moving, to keep campus safe and functional. Faculty and researchers continue to earn grants in record numbers, including more than $10 million recently for SGI. Our students routinely outperform all others in the state, such as in our nursing and teacher education programs. Congratulations to the men's and women's basketball teams, to the men for their first regular season championship since 2008, and to the women for their great ASUN tournament run, ending up in a championship game appearance. So they had two very, very fun seasons. We spent the month of March on the student recruitment trail. I see Amy Corlew here, our Vice Provost for Enrollment Management. We had 3 events in the Nashville area, as well as Chattanooga, Murfreesboro, Jackson, Memphis, and of course here in Clarksville. Our admitted student numbers for the freshman class for the fall are running well ahead of this point last year, so we're in good shape as new student orientations begin later this month. Thank you to all who participated in our recent Govs Give Day of Giving. Support for the university continues to grow, which is a testament to all of the good and great work that is being done here. Donors are really investors in our success, and those donations do not come if our investors are not confident in our ability to do great work. So that is a big vote of confidence. Earlier this week, Dr. Cordova, Dr. Clark, and I and others were down in Nashville for posters at the Capitol. We had 7 students from the College of STEM give research presentations. They were absolutely phenomenal. Most of the information flew well over my head. But what was amazing is that they were able to present very complicated research projects in a way so that people could really understand what the research was, what the importance of the research was. And what struck me was that the research that all 7 of those students were doing had very, very important practical applications in the real world. And so very, very proud of their work, very proud of the faculty that were helping and guiding these students in the College of STEM. So my congratulations to Dean Meisch back there. And thank you to Frank Furtick, who is the director of the Office of Student Research and Innovation. He helped prepare those students tremendously for the Faculty Senate this year is celebrating their 50th anniversary. They're holding an event tonight to recognize current and past Senate leaders. And so congratulations and thank you for a legacy of shared governance. And one other thing that I do want to make sure that that I mention, recently, the College of Business had their accreditation site team visit. That visit went very, very well. The vote is April 16th, so in just 6 days, less than a week. And so we will wait. And hopefully we'll have some wonderful news to report out on the 16th. So I'm incredibly proud of everybody here at Austin Peay. Before I wrap up, I want to go a little bit off of the typical pattern here and invite Athletics Director Jordan Harmon to talk briefly about the new consortium, athletic conference consortium that we will be in starting July 1, linking the ASUN with the United Athletic Conference. So Jordan, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you, President Licari. Thank you, Board of Trustee members. Just wanted to briefly kind of talk about, one, our transition in conference from the ASUN conference to the United Athletics Conference, the UAC, but still housed underneath the ASUN UAC consortium umbrella. There's a lot of great opportunities for us with this partnership, and we'll dive into those here shortly. But we felt a graphic of showing all the schools that are going to be a part of this consortium was important, and then the split of those two conferences. So not to insult your intelligence and read them school by school, I won't do that. But the one outlier in this is West Florida is listed in the ASUN conference. They will play in the UAC for football. So that is the one shift. Everything else, we will be fully in the UAC for all of our sports. And there's a few different things that are really important in that. One, first and foremost, we're now in a conference that is extremely equitable when it comes to spending. 7 of the 9 schools in the UAC have football. So now we're in a conference in which people are having to invest in football. So for the sake of our men's basketball program having to play FGCU, who doesn't have to spend any money on football, that's a huge advantage for them. Now we're paired up with schools that are constantly and consistently investing the same ways that we are. Arkansas Little Rock and UT Arlington are the 2 outliers in that, but it's great from a numbers standpoint across all of our other sports. Additionally, we've got a lot of donors, especially from an athletics sense, and supporters and alumni in the Texas area, even more so than we do in the Florida area. So for us to be in that footprint more often is going to be very valuable for us. Additionally, we've looked at a lot of different numbers and travel and expectations, and we will actually spend less going to Texas than we will have gone to Florida. So for us, it's a cost-saving measure as well as an enhanced experience for our student athletes. And then lastly, something that I feel is really important for our department, we all feel, is that you have to beat the best in order to be the best. And there are some schools, Abilene Christian, Tarleton State, that really set a standard at the FCS mid-major level. So for us to be in this conference, to compete with them day in and day out is going to be imperative, not only for the success of this department, but for the success and growth of our student athletes. Additionally, with the association of the consortium, it makes the non-conference scheduling a lot easier. So now, as we look for non-conference games outside of the UAC, we've got great opportunities to still go right down the road and play Lipscomb, still go right up the road and play Bellarmine, because we have relationships and we're in the same consortium with them. So now, instead of having to look and search and build relationships to find games, they're immediately built into our consortium. And then really last but not least, we are now in a conference of 9 versus a conference of 13. So we just have to be the best of 9 to an NCAA postseason. So by numbers standpoint, we're in a really good position there. So in our opinion, this is a great opportunity for us. It's a great opportunity for Austin Peay. And it's going to be really exciting as we continue to move forward in the UAC and the overall consortium. Happy to answer any questions.
Just a couple of things. One, congratulations to the men and women's basketball team this year. And several of us in here went to the tournament, and I found it frustrating that our women had to spend 8 days in Florida, away from home, away from academics and so forth, to play in a basketball tournament. That's ridiculous. I don't know. I met the commissioner down there, and I didn't have a chance to talk to her. That's something that's got to be changed. Number two, when one day this year, the men played Lipscomb here in Clarksville, and then in Nashville, the women played Lipscomb. And so you have to have two separate securities and clean up and all the crew to keep the arena down, the F&M Bank Arena open. Why aren't those scheduled together? I think the crowds would be better. And certainly I think that more people would attend and it would be cheaper for the university. You could save a lot of money. So do these commissioners ever think about anything like that?
Well, I'm not gonna answer that. In short, I agree.
Actually should work for you, not the other way around.
Well, the good news is now the structure is they do, in a sense. So I agree with everything you said, and now the athletic directors and the presidents have a voice and a voting power in a room that get to make these decisions moving forward. So to your point exactly, it's on the docket for next Monday. We're voting on bringing back doubleheaders. And not just Austin Peay plays Tarleton and women and then men play Lipscomb. It will be Austin Peay Lipscomb for both. Because to your point exactly, it's going to help with travel, it's going to help with fan engagement, it's going to help with attendance. It makes too much sense. So we're kind of back channeling and getting some answers on that to make sure everyone's voting the proper way. But then as well as the UAC, with it being a new conference, we get to determine the tournament. So you're right, we agree that 8 days was way too long for our women's basketball program. It's not fair to the fans that want to be there, it's not fair to them, it's not fair to the academic side of things. So we're voting on that and we're working through that. Although there were some frustrations this year, it was a great opportunity for us to look and say, this is wrong, this is right. Let's make sure we're where we need to be moving forward.
And just one other thing about, where does Queens fit in this? Because they're merging with Elon, as I understand. How does that affect their athletics?
So Queens will stay in the ASUN. The merge will not start for 3 more years, and then it's 3 additional years after that. Queens is telling us that they will stay completely separate from Elon in an athletic standpoint. I find that hard to believe, but I can't speak to that. That's just what we're being told.
Does going to the UAC cost us anything? Seems like if I remember right, when we joined the ASUN, you had to pay a fee to get out of the OVC. I'm dating, it's hard to remember all this, but is there a fee to Austin Peay for joining the UAC?
Ma'am, $0 because we're still housed in the consortium.
And then does this make it better for us from a transfer portal standpoint for options? Because that seems to be a hot topic with the transfer portal.
The UAC will be looked at as a better conference than the ASUN, so it will definitely be more attractive. I will say that our coaches have done a really fantastic job with culture, and we have seen more retention at the FCS mid-major level than 90% of our peers.
Thank you. And lastly, as we all know, academics is first, athletics is second. And while athletics is important, students are here to get an education. So I'm glad they also have better opportunities athletically, but absolutely academically. And what Trustee Rose said about, just environment, being down there and all. So it sounds like there's a lot of movement to work on improving things from the doubleheader standpoint to a lot of things. And now too, with the influence of dollars, with students, it's even better to have a great experience for them to help them understand it's all about the experience, not just about finances.
Correct. Everything we do is driven on every student athlete leaving with a championship ring on one finger and a diploma in the other hand.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions for Jordan?
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
Jordan.
you, Jordan.
Finally, your packet includes a list of contract and agreements that have been executed, as well as state building commission actions that have occurred since the last board meeting. So thank you, and this concludes my remarks.
Thank you, President Licari. Thank you and your team for your leadership. Congratulations on all the successes that we've been enjoying for the university. We have a lot to be proud of here at Austin Peay. Any other questions for Dr. Licari before we adjourn? Before we adjourn officially, let me also add my congratulations to Trustee Gracie Suggs, who, as we all know, this is her final meeting with the board. Gracie will be graduating in May, as you heard, listen to this, with a Bachelor of Science in Biology, with a concentration, if that wasn't enough, with a concentration in medical, cellular, and molecular biology, as she didn't have enough to do already, with a minor in psychology and pre-professional health. an impressive resume for sure. Your commitment's been inspiring. You've been a big part of the board this past year. We will miss you and your dedication to all of us. You positively impacted the lives of a lot of students here. And for that, we are sincerely grateful. We all wish you a lot of good luck and best wishes in your future, which I'm sure is very, very bright. So well done.
Thank you.
As a reminder, our next regularly scheduled meeting will take place June 5th. With that, I move that the board adjourn.
Second.
Thank you for that second. It's moved and seconded. The meeting adjourned. All those in favor say aye. The ayes have it. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.